All access inside the ESPN Green Room. College football savant Trevor Matich here to break down the college football playoff. All season long, been coming down to this. 4 teams, 2 games, 1 night. Let's start in Miami, Florida. Oklahoma and Alabama, 2 of the top teams all season long in college football. A new test for the Crimson Tide defense. Kyler Murray leads the nation's highest scoring offense. What makes the Heisman Trophy winner so dangerous?
Because no matter what you try to do to defend him, you're wrong. If you rush the passer in a normal way, you'll leave little gaps in that pass rush because that's what would normally happen. And he's fast enough to get through it and then create your worst nightmare, which is Kyler Murray with all that speed running loose in the defensive backfield. But if you slow the pass rush down to keep him contained in the pocket, he is as good a pocket passer as any quarterback in college football. No matter what you try to do to contain him, you will leave something that's not fully defended, and he has the high-end skill set in so many different areas that he can take advantage of anything that you do.
Now, the Crimson Tide can score in bunches as well. Oklahoma's defense has struggled at times throughout this season. Can Oklahoma keep this one close?
Oklahoma can, Nate, but the only way to do it is if the defense is able to make some splash plays. You got to figure that Alabama's offense will just bulldoze the Oklahoma defense, and they will score at will if they go over the top of those deep passes. What Oklahoma's defense needs to do is not try to play 11 on 11. They need to play situational football where they take chances at times, where they take a risky play call at times, and try to make an interception, try to hit the quarterback in the pocket and force a fumble and scoop and score like they did against West Virginia. They'll fail at times. Alabama will burn them when they try to do that at times. But you got to figure that Alabama's offense will grind it out and drive them down and score anyway. What they need to do is get that Tide offense off the field from time to time. And the best way for them to do it is to try to force a 3rd and long because of a big splash play they made in the backfield or a turnover that they made.
Should be nothing out of the ordinary in South Beach. A lot of fireworks, a lot of pomp and circumstance. The winner gets the winner of the other semifinal game, Notre Dame and Clemson. What's a key matchup you're looking for at the Cotton Bowl?
On this one, I think it's the Notre Dame receivers and tight ends against the Clemson secondary. Ian Book, the Notre Dame quarterback, won't have a whole lot of time to throw, Nate, because the pass rush of Clemson is just phenomenal. He's got to get the ball out early, but the Clemson secondary knows that. All year long, those guys have been jumping routes knowing that quarterbacks have to throw the ball early because of that pass rush. And so it's the tall guys, the big guys of Notre Dame going downfield that will have to be covered and still be able to jump up high and catch the ball even when they're covered. Because Book will not be able to hold it long enough for them to run a fancy route and create separation that way. It is the big receivers and tight ends of Notre Dame against the tight pass coverage of Clemson, and those Irish receivers have to win.
Power versus power at Jerry World, Notre Dame and Clemson. We talked all access. Let's get a pick. Who's your national champion 2019?
You know what, I hate to say this, but it's got to be Alabama. I mean, I think every team has certain flaws. I think Alabama has more high-end capability than anybody else when you put it all together. The best defensive line, Clemson. The best quarterback, Alabama. The least experienced quarterback, Clemson. You know, let's just go around. The worst defense, Oklahoma. We can go on and on and on about that. But when you talk about the team that is the most complete, with the most high-end splash play potential, I think that team is Alabama.
Do we think it's a little bit of a rivalry already in the works? Clemson and Alabama now going after it for the 3rd straight year?
Isn't it great? I mean, I love this. I think it is. And people say that the Clemson-Alabama thing, oh, they're always there at the end and it's getting boring and I want to see somebody else. No. I want to see greatness. I want to see greatness collide with greatness and see what happens. I don't have a dog in this hunt from a standpoint of a rooting interest in any of these 4 teams. But if it turns out to be Clemson against Alabama, it will be the clash of those 2 great titans, and that will be an amazing championship game.
We heard it here first. The Tide flexes their muscle again, looking to cap off a perfect regular season in the college football playoff. Trev, thanks so much, man.
Thanks, Nate.